Hey everybody, it's Dan Gorfinkel with eXp Realty, and I'm going to be talking to you today about tax savings. Want to make sure you maximize your deductions and keep as much of the hard-earned money as possible. There's so many ways to do it. Before I get into it though, I want to ask each and every one of you to hit the like button, to hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Put a lot of time and energy into this. I'm going to consistently be bringing you my best stuff. Everything that's up here, I'm going to send over to you guys and communicate that to you. And I'm definitely not somebody who's going to be buying likes and buying subscribers. So I'm going to count on you guys to do that, do your part, step up and help me out. In the meantime, obviously, let's focus on today's topic. Been in the business for, almost over 18 years. Helped countless people buy and sell homes. Have helped countless agents, training them, mentoring them, and coaching. And today's topic is going to be about tax savings. It's one that's very important to me. It's kind of near and dear to my heart. I started my career as a CPA, maintained my CPA license over the years, and I have an even better CPA who helps me maximize my deductions. There's so many ways to do it. There's so many things that you can think of that can be a tax deduction, business purpose, expense, because the reality is, those of us who are not W-2 employees, those of us who are 1099s, there's so many ways that the government can help us out, but can hinder us. I mean, I'm sure you can all relate to having to pay a lot more for health care than you had to when you worked for an employer. A lot of that subsidized. Doesn't happen when you're a real estate agent. So you need to make sure that you're deducting as much as you possibly can. You obviously need to keep the right accounting records of doing so. You need to make sure that you're doing it the right way. But I'm here to give you a couple of very important pointers. Stick around, make sure you watch this video in its entirety, because there's a lot of good stuff out there that I've been doing for, upwards of 16, 17 years out of my 18 years in the business. I wanted to make sure I started right from the get-go, deducting as much as I possibly could. Even the office that I'm standing in right now, it's in my home, and there's a percentage of this house that relates to my office. So on a monthly basis, I'm actually taking X percent of my entire house. I'm writing it off. I'm treating this as a business expense. Same thing goes when I hop in my vehicle. I can honestly say that I'm 80%, give or take, for my car, not bringing the kids around, not doing non-business related activities, and using that as a write-off. You may find that you're better off writing off the mileage. You may find in your case, in my case specifically, better off taking a deduction for the vehicle based on the usage as opposed to taking the mileage deduction. Same thing goes for daily meals. You're given an allotment as a sole proprietor. Can't remember the number, but I think it's in the range of $35 to $50 daily that you can use towards mitigating your income and having a lower tax basis. Obviously you want to keep all receipts. You want to keep record of everything that you do. There's always a chance that you become audited. I've never been audited, fortunately, but at the same time, there's certain aspects where you want to make sure you're keeping a legitimate paper trail. I have everything spreadsheeted out. You can use QuickBooks, whatever application you think is going to be best for you, but keep a thorough account of everything you deduct. So it's not just the home office. It's not just your car, your automobile, transportation. It's also going to be certain day-to-day aspects that you enjoy, that you're able to kind of use as a write-off. So I've been able to classify certain aspects as business purposes, and it's come in really handy as having X tax basis for income, and bringing that down in a big way based on my write-offs. The specific write-offs, it can be even a trip that, as long as you have a business purpose tucked into that trip. I can remember way back when I took a real estate course in Hawaii and literally took a course over there to get the business write-off, but in addition to that, tacked on some fun on either end of that experience. Obviously, I had to be in Hawaii for that education, but it made it fun. So a lot of the things that I do when it comes to write-offs are also going to be related to fun, but there's a business purpose as well. The same thing goes when I travel overseas. I have another home over there, and I'm able to work from that home and use that as a business purpose because I'm always working. But at the same time, even if I tone things down during the course of the summer, there's still going to be aspects of my day-to-day that I need to jump into. And obviously, if work calls and I'm able to justify and legitimize what the write-off was, then it's fantastic. It really makes a lot of sense to do so. And again, always keep in mind, this profession versus a W-2 is something that you have to watch your own back. You have to make sure you're going ahead and writing off what you can. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me with specific, I'm happy to provide specific input to your case. But also know that we're all living different lives. We all have different scenarios that are going to play out differently. But I've kind of gotten into a great rhythm with my day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and year-to-year, that every single year I'm planning what my expenditures are going to be, how I'm going to use those as tax write-offs, and how I'm going to continue to do that year in and year out. In addition to having an S corporation, which is another vehicle for maximizing what your deductions can be, I also have another LLC which relates to paying employee salaries. It relates to paying healthcare expenses. There's a health savings account. So there's so many different layers to this in terms of making sure you get the full benefit. Because if you don't, really the joke's on you. There's no other way to put it. I hate to say it that way, but the reality is, if you're not taking the most benefits you can, you're going to be paying way more than you need to in terms of taxes. And that's kind of the long and the short of it. I know I just kind of touched on a few things high level, but I'm happy to kind of talk in detail. If you ever want to reach out to me, shoot me a message on either through the YouTube, or directly to Dan Gorfinkel, dan@gorfinkelgroup.com, or my number 617-820-8085. There's so many different ways you guys can reach out to me. Once again, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and we'll go from there. And really excited to help anybody and everybody out. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Dan Gorfinkel, eXp Realty.